Okay, I got you, bro. I'm about to drop a little commercial, and then we're gonna go live.
Ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. I got my man QB Passport Flexion in on the building. What's going on today, bro?
What's good? What's good, fam? How are you doing? Can you hear me okay? Is there a glitch or anything?
Nah, man, you coming through loud and clear, my man. Loud and clear.
Okay.
Excellent, man. So for guys who don't know, man, QB has been on this show early on, like back when I had maybe like QB, maybe 300 subs or something like that.
300, less than 1,000.
Right.
You know, it's been an honor to be a premier guest on your show, whatever the topic is, and salute to you. Growing your channel, being persistent, being a real advocate in the Black man's travel community.
Yes, sir, man. I remember, and we're gonna get into the story, but I remember, man, when we were just kind of doing our own thing, like we were ducked off in YouTube. Like I don't know, maybe it was the back and forth with the dating coaches that we had, because me and you we used to go hard on dating coaches back in the day. But did you know that this whole travel space or travel sector on YouTube would grow to where it is today?
Yeah, I didn't think you'll get this big compared to what dating coaches have been advocating, learning game and manipulation, and basically not being transparent with their own dating life. Whereas Passport Bros, guys who travel, you're seeing the content on a regular basis of us actually dating foreign women, meeting foreign women, besides just talking about theories and trying to convince guys to buy a product, a dating product or service, without actually seeing the dating coach have success with women.
Do you think that was kind of like blew this space up?
Absolutely. I think guys are now seeing that, hey, having your passport, you have options with other foreign women compared to being limited here in the States. And it goes back again, you're not seeing dating coaches really have success like Passport Bros. And so guys are now realizing that, hey, I think I have better odds of meeting a woman that fits my norm in a foreign country compared to dating here in America.
And you basically your territory was more like Mexico, right? You did the whole Mex treatment thing.
Right, correct.
Okay, so with the Mex treatment, I know you've been hearing all the news going on in Colombia. Do you feel like Mexico is safer than Colombia?
Yes. Now, when it comes to danger in Mexico, I'm not saying that, oh my gosh, this is the safest country in the universe. You know, there's good and bad parts no matter where you go. Dangers in Mexico are the police are corrupt, especially in tourist areas. They'll threaten to send you to jail or bribes, specifically in Tijuana or Cancun or anywhere else. So if you do anything in public that can get you in trouble, the police are on it. Scammers. So you do have people that will scam you. Example would be if you fly into Cancun, you get a taxi and you run your card thinking that, oh, it's only 100 pesos. They literally charged you $500 for a taxi ride, USD. So a lot of guys are not aware of those dangers in Mexico with the police and the scammers. But in terms of the people, dating wise, I would say Mexico is very, very safe.
Okay, so do you hear any stories in Mexico about them pretty much targeting the tourists or anything like that, where it be set them up for robbery or drugging, anything like that in Mexico?
No, I haven't heard of anything of, guys meeting local women in Mexico where they're being set up to be drugged or robbed or put in any harm. Dating in Mexico, the local women, the culture is very different here compared to most places in Latin America. Whereas because of the laws in Mexico protecting foreigners, it is a big offense if something like that was to happen. I think they get like 3 times the charge. So if something happens, like what we are hearing in Colombia, guys being drugged or robbed, the Mexican government would not only, track that individual, but the crime will be 3 times the amount compared to a local Mexican.
Okay. And you ventured all throughout Mexico, right? Like you pretty much been through many other cities and everything. Do you feel like being a foreigner, because some of the cities might not be so touristy, but do you still feel pretty much safe? Because as a black man, as a tall black man in Mexico, I'm sure you stand out a little bit.
Right. So I feel safe pretty much everywhere I go in Mexico.
Okay.
You will get stares, but it's the stares like I've never seen a tall black guy or a black guy, period. It's not the stare like this guy's a target, let's set him up, let's try to get him. So when I do travel, based on my channel and on my Instagram, you see, areas that like I'm in safe zones. Like I don't go to the hood or areas that could potentially be crime infested or dangerous. So I stick to the safer areas, the upscale areas throughout Mexico, no matter what the city is.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to Wayne Thomas with a $2 super chat. It says BMT, your content has greatly elevated in 2024. All right, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the super chat as well, Wayne Thomas. Appreciate that. Now, QB, and we got 132 in the room, guys. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button.
Hit the like button, support BMT.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. But have you traveled any other countries outside? Because you've been to Colombia, right?
Yes, I've been to Colombia, been to Ecuador, Peru. Uh, I think this upcoming summer, I'm going to really dive into Panama. And then I also went to Spain recently, visit Barcelona and Madrid.
Okay, so Spain. We had a big debate on the. I don't know if you saw it, but we had a big debate on the last shows. Did you feel like safe in Spain as well? Do you like Spain?
Spain will be the safest destination out of all the places I've been, including the States. I remember
Mm,
watching the 49er game because the time zone is like damn near, I think, like 10 hours difference.
mm-hmm,
So the game was at 11 o'clock at night. I think it finished like around 2 or 3.
mm-hmm.
And instead of getting an Uber, I'm just like, you know what? I'm really close. And, restaurants and little shops were still open at that time. And I saw people walking their dogs and riding their bike. I'm like, you know what? Let me just walk around a little bit. I end up walking home, no problem, at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So Madrid at night is very safe. There's a strong police presence. Like, you're not going to be doing anything negative, thinking that you're going to get away with it in Madrid.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to my man Poppy Nomad with a $10 super chat. Says these Colombianas are expanding operations abroad. Cuidado mucho. Good to see QB alive and well back on YouTube. We'll download the app soon. Appreciate that, Poppy Nomad. All right. So, guys, we got 148 in the room. Do me a favor, man. Hit that like button. It's free, guys. So, just give us a rundown in the very beginning of what happened out there. You decided to travel to Ecuador.
Correct. So I've been to Ecuador before, to
Mm-hmm.
Guayaquil,
Mm-hmm.
and love the city, love the culture, the people, the nightlife. Made several videos on Guayaquil and encourage guys, hey, go out there to Ecuador and explore Guayaquil. So, you know, transitioning because your boy got a new job, so more pay, more money,
Mm-hmm.
more
Okay.
flexibility, and
Congratulations, my brother.
when I come back, appreciate it. And when I come back to YouTube this month, QB will be back. All right, so we'll be dropping new video, live streaming again this month. It'll probably be the weekend after Super Bowl. But anyways, I said, you know what? Let me explore Quito, which is the capital of Ecuador.
Mm-hmm.
So I was planning to be there for, I think, like 10 days. Uh, Went to Quito, did a tour of the city, and I'm going to have footage of that on the channel with the girl from showaround.com. Very nice, friendly. But of course, I was saying to myself, okay, this is the day after Christmas. Not a lot of people are going to be out. Let me explore some options on Tinder.
Okay.
Got on there, got a few matches, matched with the girl that was from Colombia. The reason why I
Mm.
know she's from Colombia because of the area code, the number.
Mm-hmm.
Told her, hey, I'm staying in this area, and if you're not having any plans, you can meet me out at this rooftop lounge, Love Me Rooftop Lounge. And she agreed, but she also said, I'm going to be bringing a friend. Now, normally girls do that for, protection, and I've been on dates for the first time where a girl brings her friend, cousin, etc.
Right.
Um,
They do
so I
that.
didn't think nothing of it. Right. And so we go there. The lounge was nice, but I noticed that they weren't really dressed up, like meaning like she was in uh, yoga pants or spandex. Like it looked like she came from the gym, but she still looked good. And then her cousin was like in jeans, white shirt. Um, Getting there, having a good time at the lounge. lounge was going to close a little early because, you know, it's the day after Christmas. They wanted to continue drinking and hanging out. So we go to a gas station, pick up some more beer, came back to the Airbnb. And that's when, you know, the unfortunate situation went down.
So you brought both girls back to the Airbnb?
Correct. That was, you know, my wrongdoing from the very beginning, bringing both girls back to the Airbnb.
Okay. And what was the vibe you was getting while you was kind of at the bar or the restaurant? Like, what was the vibe that was giving you?
Right. So the vibe was good. You know, with my date particular, the vibe was good. But I noticed when I was doing, like, you know, selfies and taking some photos and videos, the cousin that was with her didn't want to, you know, get in the video or the selfie. And so I asked her, like, hey, you know, like what's going on with her? Oh, she has a boyfriend. That's the excuse that she gave me. But I should have asked her, like, okay, she has a boyfriend. Why is she with you here on this date if she has a boyfriend? And I didn't do that. So my past experiences, BMT, and this is real, you know, being 100% authentic, I've never had a girl set me up maliciously ever in my life besides this very first time. And when you have that experience, it's going to make you more self-aware. But for the first time, not having this experience of getting drugged or robbed, there are certain things that you don't pick up on right away. And that's what happened to me.
Now, do you know out there in Ecuador, is there like a drugging culture out there, kind of like how it is in Medellin? Do they do the scope thing out there?
No, absolutely not. So if I would have just stuck with dealing with local Colombian women, I think I would have been fine in my situation.
Are you talking about local Ecuadorian women?
Yeah, sorry, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Local Ecuadorian women, I would have been fine. That is not in their culture. Their culture is a lot different from Colombian culture. And they'll let you know that when you're out there. But because Colombians can travel to Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, and I believe Argentina without a passport, they just need their national ID. They're carrying operations to other cities like Quito.
Okay, now, what made the Colombian girl jump out to you so much on Tinder? Are the Ecuadorian girls not as, you know, beautiful or exotic? Or they look similar, or?
No, they do look similar. I would say they're a little bit more indigenous, but you have beautiful Ecuadorian women. And if you guys don't believe me, go watch my videos on Ecuador, the nightlife. You're going to see it right there. In this situation, the girl was like, hey, he's able to meet tonight. Let's make it happen. Whereas, you know, again, this is the day after Christmas. So they're saying that, oh, we're on vacation. I'm on vacation too. Let's make it happen. So I think if I would have probably came either before Christmas or a little after, I would have been able to meet an Ecuadorian girl probably within a day or two arriving at Quito.
Got you. Maz, where my Maz at, man? We got a lot of trolls in the chat for some reason. QB, I don't know why I've been having so many trolls lately, brother. It's just, I have no idea about it. Maz, mom, get him on up out of here, man. Get him on. And I gotta make you a mod too.
Saying fake YouTube beefs and robberies, like, bro, like I have a police report. Okay, this ain't fake. This is real.
Get his ass. Hold on, let me bounce his ass up out of here real quick. Get on up out of here, player. All right, we get on up out of here, man. We got a lot of haters in the chat. Maz, do your thing, man. Do your thing. So take us back. Take us back to now. You got him back at the apartment. Are you interacting with both of them? Or they kind of like, one is kind of like, you know, in her own little world, and you just talking to the other one?
No, I'm interacting with both. So we get to the apartment. First thing, you know, when they get in, like they're going through my food and everything, and I'm like, God damn, like it is disrespectful. Like you just got in here, like ask, like, hey, can I have some of your chicken? Can I have some of your snacks? Like you don't know.
They did the whole went to your refrigerator thing and went to your kitchen.
Yeah, I'm just like, So that was strike one. But again, I'm there. We're listening to reggaeton. We're dancing. I'm dancing. With my date. And everything seemed cool. Now, some guys would be like, "Oh, like you were hoping to have both of them." Like, no, I wasn't. This is normal to me to hang out with the girl, her friend, or her cousin, and still hook up with the girl on the date. So the vibe was good until I told the cousin to make my third drink, and then that's when it went all bad.
So by you being in Ecuador, you felt like it was kind of like all good for them for you not to watch your drinks?
Yeah.
I'm just going forgive me, bro, because I'm going into my Colombian mindset. Like even last night when I was in a Malecon with a chick I met off Tinder, I'm in my Colombian mode. So I looked at her pour the drinks and she called me. She was just like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, I had to remember, like, okay, I'm in the DR. They're not on that type of shit out here. It's my natural instinct for living in Colombia so long to always look at them when they pour the drinks.
Right, exactly. And so my intentions of going to Ecuador was kind of to avoid everything that's happening in Colombia. The robbing, the scoping, and meeting girls right from Tinder that are actual working girls, mingos. Mm-hmm. That was the whole point. However, in this situation, these were just straight out criminals. These were neither of the two. They weren't girls looking to date. They weren't, looking to sell me something. They were looking to get the bag and steal things in the process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got a super chat by my man Travis Bison Bull Tolliver with a $9.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, my man. He's the dude that put us on that Tongue Cat Ali. I got half of Thailand on that Tongue Cat Ali, bro. He says the common denominator is Tinder. Bros got to meet women organically versus the nest egg of demons. Shout out to you, Travis Bison Bull Tolliver, man. Shout out to you, bro. All right, so they fix your drink. What happened next?
So we were dancing, and I even got footage of this, bro. Like everything was saved on the cloud. So one day I'm gonna do a stream and show all of this. My date, she even took off, like her shirt, like she had on a sports bra underneath. Mm-hmm. She was sitting on my lap. Everything was cool, fun. When the cousin made that third drink, immediately I passed out in my bed. The Airbnb was kind of like a studio, like it was a bedroom, but it was like real open. Like there was an open wall, and it was just like a curtain between the bedroom and the living room. So when that happened, making the third drink, I went into the bedroom. I passed out. I had no more supervision. I didn't know what was going on. And that's when the girls did the deed, took my computer, my phones, what else did they take? My wallet. The only thing that I was left with was with my passport. Thank goodness, because if they would have took the passport, that would have put me in a really, really tough situation.
Okay, now, like, do you remember feeling drowsy at first at all? Do you remember walking to your bedroom, or did they lead you to the bedroom?
Do I remember walking around?
Like after the drink, like how many minutes do you think it was before it really hit you? Did you have a chance to Like, because I'm saying this because one of my guys used to play for NFL. This guy's huge though. My man, like maybe 6'5", solid 290, 300, and he got drugged his first day in Medellin. He was trying to have a threesome, and he was able to get them out before he passed out. He just pushed them out once he realized that, well, he was falling asleep. Did you think you had a chance to do that, or it was just I'm out?
No, it was knocked out like NyQuil, man. It was a straight KO. Like when I woke up, it was the next day, and I think it was like around 10 o'clock in the morning. And so I passed out probably like around 1:30 in the morning. And so that was it. Thank goodness I didn't wake up in the hospital, or, I'm not, in another place, besides the hospital that we can relate to. Thankfully, I was able to get up, have no symptoms, and have my passport and pretty much leave Ecuador within 24 hours.
Okay, and did you have security at all at your Airbnb or a doorman?
Yes, there was security at the Airbnb, and there were security cameras. I failed to get their IDs, look at their purses, and check with security. That was my fault. So that's another error that I take accountability, that I could have been proactive and said, hey, I need to see your IDs. We need to look in your purses before you guys come to my room, period.
Now, the security, because they took a lot of stuff, security didn't think that them leaving by themselves, they had to have some form of a bag or something that they left with a laptop. The security not think to say, hold on, wait a minute, let me make sure they don't leave, let me check or something?
Right, no. And what happened was, during the time that they left security, the shift switched. So there was another officer that came in the middle of the night. So he wasn't aware of, the girls coming and going. Right. And so for guys that are traveling, and if you're planning on bringing girls back, as I mentioned, you want to get the ID, you want to look at their purses, but usually there's like a log to where guests have to sign when they're coming and, into the building and leaving the building, so they can have a record of that. You want to make sure that you check with security and have that login, so there's some type of record or notice of the guests.
And do you think that is, I don't know if you did a medical report, but do you think you got actually scoped, or it might have been just some type of drug that knocked you out quick?
I didn't do a medical report, but I think it was a scope. I'm what, 6'3", 220, so solid, tall. For me to pass out like in 5 minutes after drinking lightly, it was some type of, scopamine drug that was in my system that allowed me to pass out like that.
Okay, and so what was when you woke up, what was your next move once you realized what had happened?
Repeat that one more time, BMT.
When you woke up, what was the next move? Like once you realized, oh shit, I got, like what was your next move?
Yeah, so I was in a state of shock for probably like 20 minutes. I woke up, I looked at the floor, I noticed my laptop gone, I noticed my phones were missing, my wallet was gone. And so immediately I went to security. I'm like, yo, I need to look at your guys' cameras. Like, I've been robbed. And the security guard was like, I need the boss to enter the passcode so you can view the cameras. And so at that point, I'm just like, you know what? Call the police. Police picked me up from the Airbnb. From there, I filed a police report. They gave me a copy of the police report, and then they took me back to the Airbnb. And that was very vital because when I made my claims with my bank, I was able to show that, hey, I filed a police report. In the report, it had all my devices missing, my account was hacked. So, I'm in a state of, I was robbed. None of these transactions were made with my authorization. So that was very vital.
How much were the transactions for?
So they did various things. They did like a wire transfer, which I'm like, damn, you can do that virtually? So they did that. They did some Zelle payments among each other. They went into basically like an Apple store in Quinto and got like over $4,000 in iPhone accessories, and then they went to Levi's and they went to another store. So in total, it was about 7,000.
Wow.
Altogether.
And you know what? Mm-hmm. I remember when I first got back to Medellin, they started asking to see your ID when you use your credit card. It used to didn't be like that. Mm-hmm. So it's just strange to me that they don't do that. I guess in Ecuador, because they're not used to that type of thing, possibly.
Right. Exactly.
So you say that the police report was you was able to get all your funds back?
Yes, everything back. So I was on the phone with Chase for like 3 days, PayPal, going back and forth, making my claims. Mm-hmm. And I had a police report. I made a complaint with Tinder. I need to check my emails regarding those complaints. I actually went down to the police station because when this happened, mm-hmm. I went back to the States, got everything back. So the only thing that I need to get is a new laptop, which I will get fairly soon. I went back to Quinto, Ecuador to actually present, the fact sheet, which was 4 pages. I have it all in Spanish, mm-hmm. to the prosecutor there. The prosecutor said, okay, this is now an active case. We cannot close this case without your consent. So, right. And so I did that to have a peace of mind. Now, granted, I could have went somewhere else. I could have easily went somewhere in Mexico, Panama, like how I had planned. But for me to have a peace of mind to say, hey, I want to take a proactive action and do something, and hopefully that, with facial recognition, these girls get caught either crossing Ecuador again or going back to Colombia. So they have her information, they have her WhatsApp, they have her name. They're just not smart, because when they had my phone, they didn't delete anything on the cloud. She didn't block me on Tinder until 2 weeks later. So I had all her information that I presented to the police as well as to Tinder.
You know what, man? We need to get together. We might do this on the app, man. We need like a rundown system in place to where if something does happen, we already know kind of who to contact, what lawyer to contact, and all that. So they can know, like, okay, this guy's connected or something like that. Because we need to get these girls arrested. They need to be arrested for this shit. And I'm glad you didn't do what I've seen so many other guys do. Some guys just be like, fuck it. And, they be just out of it a little bit because the drug as well. And they don't follow up. Mm-hmm. They just go back to the States and, say, I'm not going to Colombia no more. But you did the right thing. You actually followed up and was like, nah, I'm going to get these girls.
Right. And believe it or not, the Quinto Police Task Force, they have a lot of Black officers. So when I post my blogs in the future, I'm interacting with Black Quinto Police. And they're like, one of them, he even subscribed to the channel, and he's like, here's my WhatsApp number. If you need to send any more information, let me know. And I'm also going to try to follow up with your case, which is good. So this is my first time in a Latin country seeing a strong presence of Black police. Maybe they have that in Colombia, Medellin, I don't know, Cartagena, but I know in Quito, they have a lot of Black police officers.
Mm. Do you feel like the police are taking it? Because I know in Colombia, they just kind of like, you know, in Colombia, they just
That
kind of.
is kind of to be, yeah, that's to be determined. I do want to follow up with them to see if there's been any progress made. But they appreciate that I sent them all the information. I try to get it out to some news outlets. I think one of them might cover it, but I mean, it's to be determined. But even if they don't do anything, I'm saying to myself that, hey, I can be at peace that I at least reacted to the situation where there is a case open and, you know, potentially there's going to be a warrant for her arrest. Like I did all those steps to make sure that that outcome is a possibility.
Yeah, I know in the app we have something called Naughty Chicas, and we show all the photos and videos of
Right.
women that have scope guys, basically, in Colombia and shit like that. So it's very important, man. Shout out to Mr. Toyu, the $20 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says it sounds like people in Colombia have access to forensic level extraction knowledge and equipment. Everyone should have a full disk encryption on their devices and never autosave or store passwords and screen names. That is very true. I know we've been wondering because the guys in Colombia that have been getting drugged, we trying to figure out like how the hell do they get into people's accounts and shit? You know, like how they hack into your phone. Like usually the only people that are able to get into your phone is going to be some type of either Apple store or the police. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why it's like they kind of working these are gangs working together with probably law enforcement, you know what I'm saying, to be able to crack. Because I'm like, what are these guys, like hackers or something? How are they be able to do all this?
Correct. And so this is where it goes to, you're going to have to be proactive no matter where you go. No matter the city, the place. But, you know, understanding that, okay, Colombian women specifically can go to other countries, neighboring countries, and this activity is expanded, you have to take those safety precautions. And that's what I want guys to do and learn from my situation. It's like, okay, look, even though you may know how to move, because that's the new term that, oh, QB, you didn't know how to move. You don't want to be a victim. So watching this stream and Razor Rays and other platforms that I was sharing this story is, hey, let me make sure that if I do go to Colombia or these neighboring countries where Colombian women can travel without a passport, I'm taking these safety precautions. Or just don't go to these places at all. You know, that's the other alternative as well.
Do you plan on going to Colombia, or you just kind of took it off your list?
Yeah, for now, I'm good on Colombia, man. After this unfortunate event, now I will say this: I know not all Colombian women act like this. I had a very good time in Barranquilla. I met some wholesome, beautiful Colombian girls that, till this day, they ask me, "When are you coming back? Like, what's going on? You don't reply to me anymore." If I do go back, you know, because again, this can happen anywhere. It can happen in Mexico. It can happen in the States. I'm going to be with like an actual like vet. And there's a few guys that I know that really know how to move in Colombia, speak the language, and, you know, look, we're asking girls for IDs regardless. Like, it ain't, you know, if I see you, you ain't got no ID, it ain't happening.
Okay. So give us some steps on what to do if you have been drugged and robbed. Like what's the next things guys should do if it happens to happen to them?
Yeah, be proactive. Don't let women get away with this. It's very easy for me. Like I could have hid this. All right, I could have said, "Oh, um, this never happened to me," but I want to be authentic. I'm very transparent, and I want guys to learn from me so it doesn't happen to you. Because every week we are hearing something that somebody is getting scoped or robbed in Colombia. And when I come back on my channel, it's like, hey, here's the alternative place. You go somewhere in Mexico, you don't have to worry about these things. You can meet beautiful women, same scale as what you see in Colombia, and they're not about drugging or robbing you. They want to have a good time with you, and that's how you handle the situation.
Okay, so do you think that if guys get drugged, the first thing they should do is just go to the police and do the police report, and then, as a matter of fact, maybe the first thing you do is maybe call your banks and try to cancel everything?
No. So what you should do very first, call your service carrier, either T-Mobile or Apple, shut down that device immediately. If I
Okay.
can go back and do that, I would have done that first. Once they shut down the device, that's it. They can't access anything else. Because I had no phone, it was hard to call Chase. Like the only thing I was thinking is I need to get out of here in 24 hours, and I was able to do that. Thank goodness.
Mhm.
But if you are able to access a phone from somebody else, I will call your service provider and say, I need you to shut down my line immediately.
Okay. Okay. So do you suggest guys maybe traveling with a friend or something, or a battle buddy or something like that? You think this could have been avoided if you had a friend with you?
So the way this could have been avoided, number one, when you're meeting a girl for the first time on a dating app, especially, do not do a 2-on-1 because they can team up on you. So that's number one. So me inviting them back, both of them, was a huge strike. So never do a 2-on-1. That's number one. Two, obviously watch your drinks. Prepare your own drinks. Okay. Three, definitely get her personal information. So you need an ID. You need to look at her purse. Like visually, like, hey, I gotta look through your purse to make sure you don't have any type of weapon or drugs or something. And then you can share that information with your friends, on a group chat, like, hey, I met Shorty here. This is her ID. This is her IG. Also check with your security. Most of the places that I do stay, they do have security, but not every security guard is going to be proactive. You're going to have some that, okay, yeah, I'm here just to be here. But then you're going to have some that, yes, we're going to check in the guests. We're going to make sure that once the guests leave, that you're okay. So there are a variety of ways you can be proactive to not have this type of situation.
Okay. 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 Well, man, I really appreciate you coming on, bro. I know you got stuff to do. You gave us a rundown. He was very open. Like I say, a lot of guys end up just going home and not telling their story. I know guys get drugged all the time in Colombia. And I'm very sorry that happened to you, brother, but I'm glad everything worked out okay for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy that I'm able to recover from the situation. I'm still going to be doing traveling. Currently, right now in Mexicali, and I'll be back on YouTube. You guys can still follow up on me. and I'm not discouraged by any means of this. Now, again, I'm definitely going to promote safety. I'm going to give out some safety tips on my channel, so this doesn't happen to another guy that wants to go somewhere. But look, guys, if you really want to avoid this whole drugging, robbing culture, specifically in Colombia or South America, consider other places. There are other places where you can meet wholesome, genuine women that are not out to be malicious, compared to Colombia, unfortunately.
Good point. Good point. I got my man Charles Keys Sr. $2 super chat. He says, go to a regular hotel, Hilton. Do you think this could have been avoided if you went to a hotel instead of an Airbnb?
Again, at Hilton specifically, their security is really strict. I think I stayed at a Hilton in Mexico City, and they made sure, hey, they called me like, hey, are you okay? And it was a girl that I actually met out like at a bar. I'm like, yeah, everything is good. So depending on the hotel, yes, he is right. It could have been avoided. But again, there are some hotels where they don't check on guests, compared to the Hilton regarding safety.
I got another question for you before you go. Brandon Baldwin says, so shut your devices down, then what? What would be the next step after you shut your device down?
Yeah, shut your devices down immediately. And then from there, I will call your banks, like, your credit card, your debit card, and tell them lost or stolen. And then from there, make a police report. You guys, if this does happen to you, make a police report, because when you're trying to make a claim that, hey, my stuff was stolen, this wasn't me that did this wire transaction, they're going to need some type of proof for you to back up your story. So if you don't have a police report, you ain't getting nothing back.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to Global Passport Crew with a $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, how do I contact QB? Do you want to drop your Instagram here or email?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so if you can do that for me, Claire, I would appreciate it. Okay. But IG is QB Willie B, and then Gmail, QB Passport Flexin, no G at the end, at gmail.com. I do travel consultations. Yeah. So a lot of good stuff that's coming to my channel. It's going to be a lot of focus back on Mexico again, until I go to Panama this summer. And yeah, you guys are going to see, safety tips, fitness, eating right, the hair transplant, year in. Now I got a full crop of hair, so nice. It's a lot, right?
We got to do a whole show on the hair transplant thing, man. We got to do a whole show on that one day.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm definitely. I encourage. I think three guys so far.
Your boy, I get that hair back, boy. It's on.
Right. So it's definitely a game changer. But I'm going to talk more about that on the channel as well.
Excellent day, senor. Okay, man. Once again, great show, man. Appreciate you coming on. And also, guys, be on the lookout. Me and QB going to be doing something. We get our schedule together. We're going to be doing something like weekly, man. We do like weekly shows, weekly kind of podcasts, going back and forth and stuff like that. So that's going to be dope. That's going to be
Absolutely.
Dope.
Man. No doubt.
All right. Peace, fellas. We out.
All right. One.
We have a problem with black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You go over here and find somebody who's going to treat you like a kid.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.